It's just such an honor to be in the presence of other people that are working in the light and are of the light and understand the light in wherever we are up to at this moment in time. So, I mean, I just want to start a little bit at the beginning for anybody that has not come across this really very much at all. So do bear with me. The people that have heard this and know this with like the back of your hand. Because one of the first things we just have to really get into when it comes to the law of attraction is the realization that we are from source energy. And source energy is whatever you think is pure positive energy. Even though we've had the name Abraham, we've had different names through the ages and through time. We've had words like God, we've had words like the divine, we've had all sorts of labels to do with what that is. But when it really comes down to the crux, in my opinion, it is just pure positive energy. So that is the very, very first wall that one needs to come to and door to open, to realize that there is a creator with a consciousness, that we come from source energy, every one of us. And every one of us has a piece of source energy within us that is also pure positive energy. It's the most amazing realization of my life. And I just want to just sort of very quickly say that this began for me about 20 years ago, when I first had my very, very first introduction into the idea of a higher power, or something that was literally just from pure positive energy, with no labels, with no religion, with absolutely nothing behind it other than it was up to me to define what that meant. So I think this is really super important, especially when it comes to law of attraction, because it's an incredibly personal journey. And it really is something that is designed specifically for yourself. So it is something that is activated from within, a consciousness of your personal best friend, which is under the label of either inner being or soul or divine presence. It doesn't matter what you call it, but in my experience, it has to be from pure positive energy, which is stroke love. And it has to be from within. It's not something somebody gives you. It's something that's already there that needs to be realized, if you understand what I mean with that. It really is an inside job, this. And I just wanted to very, very quickly say, I'm just going to run through my, I guess, why I feel like I'm at all qualified to speak about this. And I'll say very, very quickly. So this began about, I don't know, around 18 or so years ago. And as soon as I aligned with a power within that was classed as a higher power or a very, very positive power from a spiritual place, the things just snowballed from that moment forwards. And in the first year, I had given up dodgy relationships. Within the second year, I'd given up drink, drugs, and cigarettes, which I'm still off of, and I've been completely clean for 18 years. And then within 3 years, I went on my journey of weight loss, and I lost 5 stone. And then from that, I met my dream man husband, who I'm still married to for 12 years. And now we're sort of coming into the next level of this understanding of harnessing this pure positive energy power that I'm now, feeling as though I'm getting into the idea and sort of being able to say that I am becoming a master creator of it through the teachings of Abraham. So I just wanted to just wrap that up in a kind of a really quick bow to sort of say, since I started on this journey of pure positive energy, with the strong intention of happiness and goodness for myself, my life has absolutely transformed. You just wouldn't even recognize me from back then. I was at that point in time destined to die from drug addictions and things, to now where I work in, you know, the field of helping other people find their higher powers and their inner power in detox centers and all that sort of thing. So I just wanted to say that. So let's get right down to the business of the law of attraction. And I'm going to get right into the heart of it. One thing I do say, if you want to know more about this, I would go to Source, which is, I believe, at this moment in time, to be the Abraham teachings that are taught through Esther Hicks, the channel, and just start YouTubing it and dive in, because that, to me, is where the clarity lies. The clarity is actually in the message, how it's presented through that channel, that I believe to be a channel from the divine that is sent for all of us that are ready to hear the message, to empower us all to go on our journey into the light even further and further. So I just want to say that straight away. The great thing about all of that, it is free, and it's just something you can go off and just start studying for yourself. But let's just get right down to the heart of it. We could call it the law of attraction, but we could also call this, in my opinion, the law of unconditional love. And this is why it's just such a deeply, profoundly spiritual program and practice to start engaging in. Because learning about unconditional love is not for the lighthearted, it's not for the weak-willed as such. It really is so fascinating, and it does require quite a lot of turning your will as such over to a power that is seriously positive. And once you start seeing the results of that, turning yourself always over to it, it starts manifesting on the outside of us. And it doesn't start manifesting on the outside of us to get something. It's like the law of love is just so expansive, and it's so seeking out more and more and more expansion and knowledge and amazingness and creation. It's like the power of creation, the power that has created our worlds, the power that has created all the most beautiful things in this world. This is the power that we're talking about. And there is a definite line that is drawn between what feels really good and what does not feel really good. And the practice of the law of attraction is practicing what feels really good. And it's not about practicing what feels really good for somebody else. This is where, and it starts becoming more and more like an amazing journey, because you start practicing what feels good to you and developing this relationship between you and your inner being, which then becomes, for me, the most important relationship of my whole entire existence. Because without the relationship that I had with my higher power, I would never in a million years been able to achieve the things that I achieved. I just have to say that straight away, that I do not profess that I did these things unaided by spiritual help. There is no way I would have been able to stay off of drinking for 17 years, for starters, without the help of a higher power. And it's not something that I've had to really try to do. It's something that became natural because I personally wanted to be in the flow of this beautiful power. The more it developed, the more I saw that the world was a beautiful place that I wanted to be in. And so it started manifesting on the outside of me. It's like you naturally just don't want to go and do the things that you did before. Not because you have to, or not because you're doing something wrong by going there or whatever. It's literally because it feels better to be with your dream man at home snuggled up on the couch than it does to be scouring the pubs aimlessly. Or, you know, it just feels so much better to, you know, be doing things that you just really love to do than it does to do something that you don't want to do. So I have literally been fine combing my whole life now for 20 years and saying, like, you know what? I don't like scary films. I'm not going to watch scary films. Scary films are off the menu for me in my mind. And it's not because I think they're wrong or anything like that, or I judge anybody for this. It is literally because I don't feel in alignment. I just don't feel in alignment with my happy place. It throws me out. Now, a big thing about the law of attraction is really seriously accepting that you've got a relationship with your inner being, and your inner being is constantly projecting positive energy onto you because you are of pure positive energy. You are an extension of source energy and an extension of your inner being, and your inner being is trying to guide you. And this is the thing that I had a real beef with when I was like trying to like live my life. It was like, why am I just steering myself into these dodgy places? Why? And I know now it's because I was not letting in that pure positive energy that wanted to guide me. But when you start getting in tune with what your higher power, whatever you want to call it, your inner being's perspective is as well, you then start understanding, when I don't feel good, this means my inner being has a different opinion about this, whatever it is. So no longer are we, like, when you start following the law of attraction and your relationship with your inner being, you're no longer looking on the outside of yourself for the answers. It's like if someone annoys you or something like that, you understand this is contrast that has happened in my life. Why? What is going on in me? What am I thinking? And then you think, okay, my inner being does not see this man's, you know, whatever it is that's annoyed you. Your inner being and source sees everything through positive eyes. This is such a hard thing for us to accept because we see so much negativity in the world. And the law of attraction is saying the only reason why we're seeing so much negativity in the world is because we are negative ourselves. And the more that you don't see negativity, the more it does not appear in front of you. It's a matter of perception. But the law of attraction is also saying we are not ignoring the contrast. Because what happens when you start becoming more and more and more full of unconditional love, you are able to go into all scenarios without judgment. Because that is how Source views the world. Because it is expanding, it cannot afford to start picking fights with everybody or to put everything in different piles. Everybody is included. Everybody's opinion is included. Everything is accepted. And it's all part of the expansion of the universe. But what the law of attraction is saying is that we have a choice. We have a choice. You don't have to focus on the negative stuff if you don't want to. And you can focus on negative stuff in a positive way where you are getting what you want, not what you don't want. It's so fascinating. So fascinating, because it's like, one of the things I learned in one of the programs that I have studied massively, which is the Narcotics Anonymous, with the 12-step program, all to do with addiction and such forth, and developing your relationship with your higher power. One of the things that they say, and I really believe this as well, there is always a spiritual solution. There is always a spiritual solution, which means there is always a loving solution. There is always a powerful, intelligent, God-driven love solution to every problem. And once I've accepted that, no longer do I stamp down the stairs and demand to have my way with my husband. I stop and I go, am I in alignment? This is the question all the time. Am I in alignment with how I'm feeling? And the benchmark about that is, do I feel good? Do I feel good? This is what the law of attraction practice is in a nutshell. Do I feel good? If I feel good, it is from my inner being. If it does not feel good, it is from something else. There's this concept that there's rivers of consciousness flowing through the air. And we can either latch onto these things or just pass them away and just let them flow on. And the stronger that you're in the stream of the law of attraction, and the law of attraction is like gravity. It is just something that is. It's not something that you have to earn. It's something that exists. Whatever we think about, it grows. And that is a bombshell to accept. That is an absolute bombshell. Whatever we think about grows. So the law of attraction doesn't look back. The law of attraction, I wouldn't say the law of attraction. The Abraham teachings teaches us we don't look back. We don't look back. We're always moving forward. Source is always moving forward, and the expansion of the universe is always moving forward as well. So whenever we focus on something that is unwanted, it is the most incredible opportunity to discover what you do want. But the trouble with most of us human beings is that we focus on the unwantedness for far too long. The unwantedness has served its purpose to discover of what you want. And it's about understanding what language we use to ourselves as well. Like we'll say things like, I don't want to be fat. And that sounds really positive, you know, but it is counteractive to our desire. And our desire has to be pure. And our desire has to be pure, positive energy for it to manifest in the way that is going to be serving us for our highest happiness. I'm giving you so much information here. I know I'm just going blah, 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 blah. But it's just like, I just have to get it all out as quickly as I can. So this is the key. This is the key to manifestation. It's not good enough just to have a desire, because we cannot have split energy. We can't be saying, I want it, then I don't want it. I want it, but I want it, but I want it, but it doesn't work. That's why the manifestation in the realms of the law of attraction working in favor for you and doubling it up with the teachings of Abraham teaches us that everything that you want is from the positive zone, because source is from the positive zone. Source is life, it's creation, it's well-being, it's love, it's happiness, it's passion, it's like elation. It is like off the scale, like blitzed out on happiness, and all of that scale from feeling content to absolutely on fire with happiness, right? So it's in this band, and that is why we have to continually be reaching for thoughts that are in that band if you want to manifest what you want. So that is our plight, that is our mission, is to keep on being so aware of when you're out of alignment. If you're just going about your day and everything's happy-go-lucky, there's no non-issue. One would say that's in alignment. But as soon as it starts going wonky, if it starts going like, you start going down, start dipping down into them feelings, that's when we stand back and go, what do I want? What is going on here that is causing me to ask what I want? And the key is to very quickly turn your heel, turn your focus very quickly before the law of attraction gets a hold of it. That's the trouble with things. We've only got about 20 seconds before the law of attraction starts to have its merry way with us. So it's like my husband started to talk about stuff before. It's like, no, we're not going there. We're not going there. I am not having that conversation. I'm not, no. I'm not thinking about that. I'm not, because I personally want to I want to see everything manifest in my lifetime that is of my heart's desire. And the more I've been able to see the world through the eyes of source and see everybody through the eyes of source, I can see their goodness. I don't see their flaws, you know? I'm just like my husband's a lucky man. He is a lucky man because I am just seeing all of his good stuff, and I work in it continually, and with my friendships as well. And as soon as any of that negative stuff starts coming on, I always say to myself, I've got a choice. I have a choice. And whatever I'm discovering what I do not want, I can quickly say what I do want and start going down that road, which leads me to more and more and more what I want. And I know this sort of like raises like a million questions. The questions may not happen right now, but they do come up. Trust me, they do come up. You start wanting to thrash it out, like every detail, everything. Well, what about this? What about that? And like, so my big things are like, well, what about starving children? We can't just ignore them and it's going to get better. Okay, what about the starving children? And so this is the sort of stuff we start going, what about the government? What about all these crap things that are going on? Surely we're not supposed to just ignore these things. And the law of attraction, well, the Abraham teachings are not saying ignore it. What they're saying is see it, acknowledge it. Now you are a powerful creator. You have pure positive energy coming through you. You have the ability to invent things. You have the ability to bring people together. You have the ability beyond what you even can recognize at this moment in time to find solutions to these problems. So don't focus on the starving children. Visualize those children with lots of food. Visualize the government giving them money. Visualize the government becoming enlightened. You know, this is the whole change of thinking. We have been pushing and pushing and pushing against all of this negativity, and inadvertently the law of attraction has gotten a hold of it and gotten it stronger and stronger and stronger. And this is what's happened even with lockdown. People focused in. It got stronger and worse and worse and worse and worse until the whole world had to stop. And you know, it's a classic example really of the law of attraction. But the law of attraction, it's whatever we focus upon, it gets more. So our job, this is what I think, this is my personal opinion, and I mean, I know Abraham would agree, to be honest, is that we have to focus on the solutions. And this is, and once we start focusing in on the solutions, divine intelligence takes over. Like, we just have no idea this broader perspective that is going on. It's so immense, it's so huge. The power is so massive that, you know, it's hard for us to even get our heads around. But all I know is that since I've been practicing it, the solutions are coming, the inventions are coming. And, you know, I personally know that it's definitely on my agenda if when and if I get to manifest all the things that I desire. It was going to be one of the first things on my agenda to look at issues like children dying and, you know, the needy or people that need projects to help them advance and such forth. But I'm more about empowerment than just, you know, I think empowering people to, you know, get activated with their inner being is the most important thing, because that is where all your power is, because nobody can really guide you but yourself. Nobody can really guide you but yourself. Yourself is the ultimate authority. You are the law. The source is the law as such. I mean, that's my personal opinion there. But, you know, we have the divine right to live in happiness. And the irony of it all is that so many people don't want other people to be happy. But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, because really your own point of attraction is what really matters. What you are vibrating is coming back to you. So we just can't blame anybody anymore. We just can't pass the buck anymore. Just got to take it on for ourselves to improve our point of attraction. So I think that's one of the most major things I wanted to say here, that we are source energy. We are here with powerful intention, and it's so positive. It's just off the scale. I am just learning how positive all this is as well myself. You know, how far can this positivity go? You know, really.
Sam,
Yeah.
you asked me just to give you a quick time check, didn't you? So if you've got, like I said, another 5 minutes, then we'll ask some questions and answers.
Oh, brilliant.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I mean, I really appreciate everybody listening, and you know, I really hope that something I said there resonated. So, you know, I'm just so grateful for this. So grateful that I can talk any clarity on this as well. It's just such a gift. I just wanted to tell you a couple of things that I'm doing as well. I have a Facebook group as well called The Law of Attraction, You the Master Creator. I'll stick some of these links in the chat or something. Oh, whatever. You'll find it. I believe you'll find it if you want to find it, or message me. Just message me, Serenity Sam, if you want to know any of this stuff, so we don't have to mess about with all that. I've also got a Facebook page called Serenity Sam, the Law of Attraction Teacher. I'm on YouTube as well. I make videos and meditations, and I repost Abraham videos that I think are really powerful as well, that I found that are just proper resonating in me. And I do appreciate support with that, because I'm trying to grow the YouTube channel as well. I do a relaxation evening on this coming Tuesday from 6 to 7. And it's all about relaxation and positive energy activation. And I use a beautiful harp and some chimes. And I'm much more calm than I am today. Does it talk you down into much more sort of peace as well? Because it's a massive part of the law of attraction is meditation, to quiet our minds, because we're chatting a cracker constantly. It's just going on. We're just going to be so quiet to listen as well. So it's a big part of it. And I think that's, oh yeah, I do have a couple of other programs, but I'm only taking on one-on-one clients that I feel as though are really ready to hear this. I'm not interested in working with anybody that I have to convince anything of. I just like when we boom in, here we go, sort of thing. So I am always open to taking on people, but it has to be very special. That's all I'm saying, if you know what I mean. And if you're feeling that you're a special sort of case that you want to sort of start really revving this up, I would be interested to hear from you. But I don't waste my time at all. I've got so many things I love to do at the end of the day. I don't waste my time with any of that. So one is Taste for Truth, which is to do with weight loss. And the other one is called The Power in You, which is activating more and more of this inner being relationship, which then topples out into virtually everything. So that's all I got to say, Debs.
Fantastic. I'm going to put, see if anybody's got any questions for you. Do you want to unmute yourselves? Thank you. That was great, Sam. And you do bring so much.
Thanks, Sam.
You do bring so much.
If you want to start somewhere, I have made a video on my YouTube channel saying the law of attraction for beginners. And I just thought it was a good video to listen to do with everything, this sort of stuff I'm talking about. And it is called The Law of Attraction for Beginners. I like to say what's on the tin me all the time, you know. I would start, just listen to that. Yep. And then I would start listening to more of Abraham's stuff.
Okay.
I really would. And when you feel the excitement of possibly getting a book, I would get Ask and It Is Given as a first book. It just says everything that you need to know in there. But I really do feel as though it's important to go to this beginning stage of all of this for real clear activation.
Okay, what's the name of that book again? I didn't get that.
It's called Ask and It Is Given.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else got any questions for
Yep.
Sam?
Yep.
Hi, Deirdre.
Sam, my husband's, I'm a full-time carer. My husband's got Parkinson's. Can I do the law of attraction for him for his health, or does he have to do it?
It's a very interesting question. I would first say do it for yourself. And he has to do it for himself. But there has to be something said about, because you are doing it, you will manifest what you want. And if that includes him to have more well-being and such forth, that is your intention. So it can have a knock-on effect. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, because his next stage will be bedridden, but I want to prolong it. I want to push it away.
I would always say work on yourself.
Okay.
By you working on yourself, you'll be in such a stronger position to have love running through you, and you will know what the next step is. I think everybody needs to do it for themselves.
Yeah.
But I will agree that it does have knock-on effects. Absolutely. But my husband is transformed through this stuff. He wouldn't admit it as such. But you know, through my vibrations and through what I've done, my son has turned his whole life around. Now he has done it himself. And all the glory goes to the person themselves and your inner being. It has to. You are manifesting. You are manifesting everything that is in front of you, wanted or unwanted. But everybody's got to do it. The power comes from within. It actually disempowers someone else to even say that you've got the power and you are doing it for them, to be honest.
Yeah.
The power is all within.
Bless you. Thank you.
Has anybody else got anything just to put to? Thank you, Martin.
I'm a classic overthinker. So how would you, the process of, if you want to manifest something, would you go as far as literally listing down specifically, like writing down what you want, what you choose to have? Or is it more general than that?
Martin, it can backfire against you. The law of attraction could backfire against that sort of thing, because we start learning that it actually is not the manifestation, which is the grand finale with all of this, right? Okay. Though the manifestations are not something that we sniff at and we poo-poo on any level, because life is fun and we're meant to have fun, and these things are fun, don't get me wrong. But you can have a manifestation of an amazing new car and be so miserable on that afternoon that you're collecting it, if you have not done the vibrational work leading up to it.
Right, sure.
If you have not done the happy work leading up, you're opening yourself to all sorts of like different things being in your vibration that are unwanted. So you could completely kill that experience. So it's far better just to keep on working on your alignment with your inner being. And when you are feeling really good is the time to get specific.
All right. That makes sense. Thank you.
That's the benchmark. That's the benchmark. If you are feeling absolutely fantastic, you know what I've noticed? Because I'm in the process of manifesting a Mercedes-Benz at this moment in time. Oh, yeah. Okay. And you know what? Whenever I am feeling, I'm noticing when I am positive, they're popping out of everywhere. I can see about 30 in a day. And it's like, that's the time. That's the time to go, yes, Source is on it. Source is on it. I'm in it. I'm in alignment. It's coming.
Marvelous. Thank you for that.
Now, Martin, there's another really important point here. I'm just going to say it really briefly, that all of our manifestations are going to be given to us. They are already given to us in vibrational form. But this is another crazy element of this stuff that I think has really helped settle my mind. That and this is going for it here. I am. You might think I'm crazy after I say this, but after when we die and we go back to non-physical form, all of our manifestations are given to us. Okay, they're realized in our vortex of creation. That's another level of stuff. So listen, you are an infinite being that has no time limit, which means there's no pressure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But all of these things are absolutely achievable in your lifetime when you align with pure positive energy. I honestly believe it. But it's got to be positive.
Yep, brilliant. Thank you for that. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just one more question for Sam. Has anybody got a question, or are you quite happy with what you've? Yeah.
Can I just say, Sam, you just said the Mercedes, when you leave this life, all your manifestations come through. Does that mean you have a Mercedes up above?
Yes, I do. It's in my vortex of creation. It's another thing. The vortex of creation is a combination of everything that you've ever wanted or desired. It is your ultimate happiness, which is being tended to by your inner being and source energy. And all we've got to do, you'll hear this a million times over if you listen to Abraham, when we align to our vortex and our inner being, things start coming out of the vortex. And we know they're from a divine place because our happy level is off the scale. It's off the scale. It's not even like normal happy. It's like spiritual happy, and knowing that you are so blessed.
Brilliant. That's fantastic, Sam.
Thank you.
Honestly, it's been amazing.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
Just to say, after this, on the Keeping Connection and the Roots of Life page, I'll put Sam's details. So, do please join Sam. I've been, and Sharon, haven't we? And Catherine, who's on here. We've all been to Into the Light, well, physically before this. But even so, the great thing about being in this situation, you can lie in your bed and I'm asleep before I even know, what I've done. So, but no, honestly, Sam, and what all the things you do, your music, your everything, you put your heart and soul into everything, and
just so blessed. I'm just so blessed, and I love sharing this stuff with everybody, and I just want everybody to realize how blessed they are as well. And
we just need more of you, Sam.
No, be in awe of yourself. Be in awe of you. You are the master.
But absolutely, Sam. I totally agree with you. When you do have that positive outlook, more and more come to you. It's like when you wake up and you have this is going to be a miserable day. Well, do you know what? It's going to be my partner's always, his glass is half empty, and it's in draining. Yeah. But it's draining. It's draining for him. He doesn't see that sometimes.
It will turn out to be a blessing, Debs, because with that contrast, you're just going to know what you want more and more, and your vortex is going to get stronger and stronger. It's a blessing. Once you get your head around contrast, it's just going to blow it out the water.
But Sam, anything that you've got, please put on. Martin's got a site, as you know.
Yeah.
I've got the Keeping Connected and the Roots of Life. Zoe's got Phoenix Rising. Put all your stuff when you've got a live or whatever, on there, because it's great for us to join these lives.
Yes, put it straight on my group page. You don't have to ask permission, just chuck it straight on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Martin. I appreciate everything.
But we appreciate you and everyone else that are doing amazing things at the moment.
Have you ever thought of running for Parliament, Sam?
Yeah.
We need you at the top. We need you making a decision.
I'll join when the aliens join.
Okay, I mean, we'll hold you to that.
Brilliant.
I'll be
Okay.
there, the Palladians.
So a huge thank you, Sam. Thanks to
Thank
everybody
you.
who's joined.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
just to say, Jennifer will be with us on Monday at 11 doing Reiki, talking about Reiki.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, and anybody else who's interested in doing talks, I know Helen's going to do one for me. Please get in touch, and thank you for all being here. And
thank you to Deb for hosting again.
oh no,
I do it every time.
I love doing it. I love doing them.
I know
And
you do.
have an amazing weekend. Have an
Yes.
amazing weekend.
Nice to see
This
you
will
all.
be, by the way, this will be recorded, Sam, and I'll
Oh,
upload
yeah.
it to YouTube. So when I've got it, I'll send you a copy of it.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
So
Thank
Sam,
you.
thank you,
Thanks, Sam.
Sam.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye all.
Take
Bye
care.
all.
See you
See you later.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.